The game that's always changing and you have to figure out a new way to win every time. This is the game of Fluxx, and in today's video we're going to walk through how to play, including setup, gameplay, turns, different cards, and stay to the very end because we will be going through additional rules that you need to know. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the setup, which is probably the easiest part of the game, though the game's not very hard. Take the Fluxx Basic Rules card and put it in the middle. All right, and deal 3 cards to each player. You may look at your cards, but keep your cards secret. Now that the game is set up, let's talk about how you win so you know what your goal is for gameplay. And how you win is to achieve the goal that is set in motion of the game. Now, right now, there are no goal cards played. Say this goal card is what's in play. We've got great theme song, music, and television. So to win with this goal in mind, you need to have keeper cards there that match a television, a song, or music. This is an example of a keeper card. This is the moon. Obviously, this doesn't correlate with this, so it's not going to help you win the game if you have that card. So now that we know how to win, let's go ahead and talk about gameplay. Now, you're going to do on your turn whatever is the current rules. So with the basic rules, you draw 2 cards, and I'll put my cards here so you can see them. Draw 2 cards, and then you play 1 card. For playing cards, let's talk about the different types of cards there are. You have a new rule card, which if you play, it enacts a new rule that is joined by the game. In this case, new rule, keeper limit 2 replaces keeper limit. If it isn't your turn, you can only have 2 keepers in play. Discard extras immediately. You may acquire new keepers during your turn as long as you discard down to 2 when your turn ends. So the keeper cards, you're only allowed to have 2 of these in play at a time. The goal card, that is exactly what we were just talking about with how to win. It tells you what cards you need, what keeper cards you need to have in play to win the game. And then you have action cards, which is this one. Each action is different. This one is rotate hands. All players pass their hands to the players next to them. So you play this card, and then everyone rotates their cards. And then you have the keeper card. And these are the cards that correlate with the goal cards, and so how you win. To play these cards, you simply place them in front of you, face up, and they are now in play. You need both cards of this type in play to win. So those are all of the actions that you can take. As you can see, it's a really basic game, but because the goal of the game might change, you're likely to also change what you have in your hand. So for example, this keeper card and this keeper card, they're in play, but they really don't help me reach this goal. If I drew a goal that had a sun or time on it, it would be helpful to have these down. That is basic gameplay. Now let's talk about some additional rules. Now, you are not allowed to discard any of your cards unless there's a rule that states you should. And so, for example, that card earlier that we had, the discard any extra keepers that you have if you had over 2. That's an example of a rule of when you would discard. If you would like to join the game, or if you are done with the game, to opt out of the game, you just take your cards and put them in the discard pile. To opt into the game, you just take 3 cards from the top of the deck and begin playing just like everybody else. Now you know how to play Fluxx, and it is a really quick game. I've never played over 10 minutes. It is supposed to be a 5 to 30 minute game played depending on how many people you're playing with. I've played with quite a few different group sizes, and it's still usually under 10 minutes, so it's probably dependent on how many times the goal changes, how many keeper cards you have, and things like that. So definitely try playing this game a few times to get used to how it plays. And the nice thing is it's only a 5 to 10 minute game. It's 5 to 30 technically. 5 minutes doesn't take a lot of time to get the game and play it. And then once you play it, you go, oh, this makes more sense, and you can play it over and over and over again. So it can be really fun. Thanks so much for watching to the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about the game, leave it in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them for you. And please subscribe to my channel. I do how-to videos for different games, board games, card games, how-tos, reviews, and also tips, tricks, and strategies. So be sure to check those out. Again, thank you for watching this video and enjoy playing Fluxx. Super fast and easy.